Hey y'all, I'm Dominique Murray, the host for Make It Happen Sister podcast, and this is our season finale episode. I'm so happy that you guys have been rocking with us these past 9 episodes, and for this final episode, I'm so excited to bring one of my good friends, Miss Bianca Williams, to the guest chair. I'm gonna let her give y'all her elevator pitch. Go ahead.
Okay, my elevator pitch. Hi, I'm Bianca Williams, known as Hair by B Wills. Located right here in Warner Robins, Georgia, at Renew Beauty and Spa at 627 South Houston Lake Road, Suite 118. Y'all come see me.
All right, so we're gonna run right into it. As you guys know, every week we have guests coming to the chair that are part of Make It Happen Sis. They've got their own businesses and ventures going on, and this first half is gonna be all about promoting them and what they have going on. And so, Bianca, we'll kind of start with just a little background or whatever. So, how did you get started?
Uh, okay, just being real, I got started with doing hair with my Cabbage Patch dolls. So like my mom taught me how to braid using their hair. Mm-hmm. So ever since then, look, it's been up.
All right, and so you also, other than doing hair, you back in Atlanta you used to do events and things as well, right?
I did. It was me and a group of like 6 other girls, women, and we would just do just kind of like our first thing we did. It was called Conversations and Cocktails. So we would just do like just random like game nights and just co-ed, just doing stuff just to do. Like it didn't have nothing to do with hair, but just getting out meeting new people in Atlanta, because one of my friends, she was moved from New Jersey, so she was meeting people. So we would kind of get her people, I would get my people, all the other women would get their people. So we would just all kind of join together and just kind of just have like a little fun, just stuff to do on the weekend.
Okay, so doing like a whole lot of connecting, right?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Which kind of ties in, which is why I have Bianca on the show today, because today's episode is all about your network is your net worth, right? So how we connect with people, how we interact with people, those relationships we make, how to keep those growing. And I think that you're a really good example of that. I know a little bit of back history with us. When I first moved here a couple years ago, Bianca was one of the first people I met, and immediately started like say, oh, you can do this, you can do that. Let me teach you this person and show you this person. You were doing an event as well, and it kind of inspired me to really get into the community and start connecting with people. So speaking of connections, so what do you think about, the whole phrase like your network is your net worth? What are your thoughts on that?
I would say with I'm gonna kind of like break it up. So like with my network, I would just say like just getting out, meeting people, connecting with people, building community. Not really. How can I explain it? No, I would just keep it at just going out, meeting people, going to different events, and kind of put that with my net worth, what I'm bringing in. So I would just not financially, but more like bringing in relationships, and if maybe if I may need something, I know who to go to, I know who to reach out to. So I would say with my networking, just kind of conjoin with my network. So do that make sense?
No, I think I get what you're saying. It's kind of more like, it's not just like this transactional, like, hey, here's a person, what can you do for me, what can I do for you? But like we're building this relationship,
right.
If you need something, or if I have ways to get you plugged in with somebody,
right,
we
exactly.
can do that. And then that reflects with, your net worth, right?
Right.
Like, what you bring to the table, what your overall business, yourself, like everything is worth. And so I definitely agree with you that I do want to ask you though, like, what do you think kind of holds people back from getting out there, putting themselves out there and talking to other people, making those connections?
Just being scared. Like, because I would say I'm a social person, but when it comes to I never saw it as networking. I just saw it like, I'm just going out meeting people. Like when I met you, like it was, hey girl, you know what I'm saying? So like that's just my personality, and I feel like when it turned into now time to network, I think I kind of got a little scared because like now it's like, okay, now I'm trying to like convince you of something that I'm doing or something like that. So I would just feel like just kind of with people, what may be holding people back is just being scared or just looking at it as a different, like I said, like with me just talking, like it's easy for me, but when it comes to networking and like like telling this person like this is what I do and it's just kind of, it was different, it was kind of scary. So
I'm an introvert as well, so
yeah.
Even just talking is really awkward for me actually. But so how do you overcome that then?
I think just doing it more and meeting other people that is normal to them, because it wasn't normal to me. So like me, I would have never thought it was weird for you or awkward because you do it so well. So like, what I'm saying, like coming to your stuff and like seeing all the other women's stuff was like, okay, that's all I gotta do. Just okay, I'll talk, hey, but let me just throw Hair by B Wills in there a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the only way just to kind of overcome it for me.
Right.
So yeah,
getting out there and doing it.
Yeah.
And then I just lost my train of thought. So with sorry, I lost my train of thought. So like in the past like year or so with the growth that you have had, how has networking contributed to that? Like, can you think of a specific time when it's like, hey, I met this person and somehow these things connected?
Yeah. So I would just take it back to like COVID. Like when COVID happened, I I moved back to this area from Atlanta in January 2020. So when I moved here, I knew I didn't want to work a 9 to 5. Like I knew, like, that ain't what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And so, I've been licensed since like 2000. I can't even remember. Like I've been licensed forever, but I needed to reinstate my license. So I met this girl named Tiffany when I was in Atlanta. I met her in Atlanta. She was friends with, like, we had mutual friends. So I met her, and not knowing that me meeting her, she had a sister that does hair. She got her own business. She does hair here in Warner Robins as well. Shout out to Centrisa. And just talking to her sister Tiffany about, like, okay, me moving here and what I want to do, and I need to reinstate my license, this, that, and the third. And she was like, well, let me hook you up with my sister. So when I met her sister, like, she was like, Bianca, this is what you need. Boom, 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 boom. And it was like, it was more like a, oh my God, like, and I remember before I moved here, I was just like, I knew moving back down here, I was like, okay, Lord, I'm gonna just get it to you. I don't know, like, I know I don't want to do this, but I know I want to do hair. Like, I know that's what I want to do. And just him putting, like, people in my life and me meeting her and how she just was like, Bianca, this is what you need to do. This is what you need. You need to go do this. You need to go fill out these paperwork. Stuff like that. And it was just like, that's all I needed. And that's how basically it started with me, like, growing my business here. Because like I said, I've always been doing hair, but now it's time to, like, grow it. It's time to, like, meet other people, connecting with her. I wouldn't look at it as a networking. I was just looking at it like she just helped the sister out. And, like, girl, thank you. Thank you.
All right, Bianca. So I want to go back a little bit more about you personally and your career. And so, what is your favorite part with being a cosmetologist, having your spot in the shop? Like, what do you love about that?
I think I love the meeting the people. Like I said, I'm a social person. So I mean, I like, well, of course, hair is my passion, of course, but just just having that. Even though, okay, where I'm working at now, I have my own, like, little area suite, but like, I'm yelling out, like, it's other people working there. So like I may hear a conversation, I'm gonna jump. Just being in that vibe, just being, you know what I'm saying, like around it. I just love it. And then of course, then I'm doing what I love. So I mean, it's a win-win. Like I feel like it's everything. Like even when when I was doing hair in my house, people would come over, and so I've always had that like that old school salon type feel. Like conversating, like we talking about everything. Like I sit and have clients that like I'm sitting there like pouring my heart out about stuff, and then my next client they sitting there pouring their heart. So just having that like connection with my clients, having that connection with the other girls that I work with, and just I love it.
I mean, that's how we got close, right?
Right,
like,
right.
Just me in a chair telling you my business.
Look, we telling each other business, and that's another thing, cause like everybody that comes to me, like they'll say, how your daughter doing? How your mama doing? And then when I go to them and I tell them, they just like, Bianca, why you telling our business? Like, so I mean, it go both ways. Like when I see you, how your husband doing? How your daughter doing? Stuff like that. So yeah, just love that, just that community, just that, those relationships.
Okay. And then with her, I know y'all, if you want to get your locks done, like she is putting everybody on locks in Warner Robins.
I swear.
What's your favorite styles? What do you like? I don't do that,
Right now, all I'm really focusing on is like locks. Just trying to build that, just keep trying to learn stuff about locks, because I would have never imagined me doing locks.
Really?
And I would let me take that back. The first locks I've ever done was my daughter's dad. And that was like 14 years ago. 14, 15 years ago. And that was the only locks I've done. So moving here, that's when I started doing locks. Like, and I was just like, well, let me just try. And then I started my daughter's locks. And so, I take it back. I started my daughter's locks before I moved here. So starting her locks, like that gave me practice. Then coming here, and then people was like, oh, you know how to do locks? Oh, you gotta do locks. And so locks and crochet and just natural hair, the health of natural hair, and just knowing your hair. Like I'm big on that. And so what I try to stay in my lane, and that's what my girl Teresa told me. She said, Bianca, stay in your lane. Like it's okay. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And that was another thing I was like stressed out about, because I'm like, okay, if I don't do it, then they're going to have to go to somebody else. So I'm losing money. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, but that one person that walked out, walked away or whatever, another person going to come. And so like I try to, focus on that. But I don't do the frontals. I don't do the closures. I do quick weaves, but you have to have the leave out. So that's I just try to keep it basic. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. Power to everybody who can rock a full weave and a wig, because it's too hot.
It's too hot. Look, that's why I cut my hair out, because I can't deal with hair.
I hop in your shit, like, y'all can put it up somehow, like get it
off my neck.
It's hot. I can't do it. But no, I want to go back to a little bit more about Renewed. So that is where you currently have your spot in. And for y'all who don't know, Renewed is a Black-owned, veteran-owned, female-owned spa, right? So y'all have like hairstylists, nail techs, estheticians. They do special events. Like it's a whole vibe. I love it there. One of the first places that I came to when I moved out here. And so how has working there been for you? You touched on it a little bit, how it's that whole salon feel, but I feel like you guys have something really special there. Like.
Yeah, we do, and it's crazy because the way I got to Renewed, I was working at home, and I was tired of working at home. So I was like, okay, I'm over this. Like I need to be meeting people. I feel like I'm just at home every day, and I ended up getting on Indeed. And I put my resume up there, and I wasn't looking to go to a shop. I was just trying to find a job because I got tired of working at home. So I was like, you know what? I don't care where I work. I just need to be out of this house. And so Nicole actually reached out to me, and she was like, I seen your resume. You want to come in? And I was just like, okay. So I really didn't look, I just was like, sure, I'll go. In which I was so nervous. I was like, oh Lord, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. And because I had a bad experience at a hair salon in Atlanta. So I was just like, oh my God, this is another, okay, whatever. And so I went, and I'm talking about as soon as I walked through the door, it was just like, oh, like that, just like serene, just like, oh, I'm at a spa. And that's how I felt. And walking through, I don't even think I walked through. I just came and sat in the front, like, but just looking around, I was just like, oh my God, like, I love it here. Like, I don't want to leave. And she was just like, well, when you want to start? So that's like, and that's how I started there. And me and her became like super tight. She gave me so much space to do what I wanted to do, in reason, you know what I'm saying? But she just gave me like, Bianca, you are the hairdresser. Like, you're the hairstylist. You do what you want to do. Like, you're not under like any type of, like, you're not in a box. And so she was just like, whatever you do, like, I'm cool with it. And that's what I love about being over there. Like, everybody just so, like, I could just think of the randomest thing. Like, y'all, let's go to the zoo and take pictures. They like, okay, like, let's do it. So, like, just loving like that, like the relationships I build there. And that's yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you mean, because they, like, I'm telling you, so they do, what do you guys have, like the Juneteenth photo shoot?
Yeah, I told them, I was like, I want to do Juneteenth photo shoot. I want to do everybody's hair, like, just that whole like in the culture type thing. And so they was with it, like, let's do it. Then I was like, I want to do a photo shoot with us wearing white. Okay, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just everybody that just have like their ideas, we pitch them, and it's just like, let's do it. Like, it may not work, but we did it. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. Like, it ain't like, no, I don't know about that. It's just like, well, let's just try it and see.
I feel like you guys have your own little network within, with all the employees there.
We do.
And every time you walk in, you feel like you're walking into like some community, some like sisterhood.
Yep.
And I love that.
Yeah.
About that. So circling back to to the networking thing. So when it comes to actual like networking events and things like that, like I know you have put on a couple. You had the brunch at Renewed. You've done a couple of ones with Make It Happen Sis. What are your thoughts on networking events in general?
I love them. Yeah, I really do. I be nervous because when you have your stuff, I always be like, oh, we gotta come and talk. Like, I be stressed out, but I love it. Like, I love coming to them. Like, I love me, and then it is so crazy because I can go somewhere and see somebody, and they be like, oh, you want to make it happen, sis? And I be like, I remember you. Stuff like that. So, like, that's why I love that. Like, not that they're coming to me to get their hair done. It's just like, okay, I know which, you know what I'm saying? Somebody see me and be like, oh, yeah, Bianca know how to do this. Or, I see somebody be like, oh, yeah, this girl over here sells so-and-so. Or this girl, just stuff like that. So, I mean, I love the networking. Like I said, I'm still working on my networking. Me networking myself. But I feel like it'll come. Like, it's coming, but I love them.
Yeah, and I mean, that goes back to that whole, like, building the relationship.
Right.
Like, networking isn't necessarily like, hey, I know in the beginning of the show, I'm like, give me your elevator pitches like that. But, like, true networking is building those relationships.
Right.
And especially, like, you guys do that at the spa all the time. Like, you guys have those relationships, and like you said, you might not even realize that you're networking, but when you're connecting people, or like you're just talking to someone, when they go back out, they're like, hey, yeah, Bianca, I know her, she can do this, she does that.
Of course.
And so just getting out there and meeting people expands your circles, right?
Yep.
And so I do also want to talk about kind of like not the negative side, but more so when it talks like the company that you keep, right? So I know that a lot of us, especially as entrepreneurs, it gets really hard because sometimes the circles that we're in don't have the same vision, right? They don't have the same thought process. They don't, like, when you can't do something, they're like, oh my God, like, you know, and so it's like, what are your thoughts on that when it comes to the circle that you keep? How does that impact you as a businesswoman? Has there things that you had to be like, okay, you know, this isn't for me, you know, stuff like that?
Yeah, look, just because I don't want to be messy, no. Right? But yeah, I'm real particular when it comes to, you know, who's in my circle, because I go off of energy, and I don't want, you know, I just can't deal with it, you know. And like I say all the time, like my little bubble, if you ain't in my bubble, you know, whatever. But it's a lot of people that you know have their networking events that I know I don't supposed to be a part of. So like I really pick and choose, and another thing, like I'll see, you know, if I see a networking event and I'll see the, you know, maybe if it's posted, and if I see like certain comments or you know, I go and research, I go and look, you know, and stuff like that. And if I don't see somebody who I may know, see, I'm the type, like, I don't just jump. I don't do it. So, like, if you go to somewhere and I know you went to that networking event, so I may be like, how you felt about it? So, you know, you may say, girl, I don't know. Or you may be like, yeah. So, I'm going to trust that. So, that I feel like the people who I'm connected to, like, I just, you know, I trust that. Like, I don't just, like I said, I just don't jump out and go to certain stuff. So.
And I like that you mentioned that, because I do think that, not even in the sense of like not going to something because it's not like good, but it's in the sense of effective networking for you, right? So like something that will be a positive event for you might not work for somebody who is, you know, say I'm just pull a random example, like they start a rock climbing business. Don't ask me why I said rock climbing. They start a rock climbing business. Why would they go to an event that is like in the beauty industry, right? And I think a lot of times a lot of us are so quick, like we're like, oh, networking event, let's go. And it's like, are you doing it effectively? Like when you get there, like what's your goal for the event? Like who are you meeting after the event? Are you following up with those people, right? Like there's so much more to networking than just talking to people, right? Like, especially if you're doing it from that business aspect. If you're doing it, you know, you're looking to get a job or you're looking to collaborate with somebody. It's really important to research the events and, you know, research who's putting it on, the type of people that are going to be there, because it might not be your crowd, and it's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. That's just not my crowd.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And then you also mentioned, which I really appreciated, when you were talking about, you know, sometimes the energy is off or something, you know, and I think that's so important. A lot of times we are so wanting to get out there and push our business and push ourselves that we need to listen to what our body and our vibes are telling us, right? Like sometimes the energy is off, and hey, like it might look like a good thing, you might want to get into, but you got it. The most important thing is peace, right? Like make sure you have your peace.
Of course, I'm very big on that, even with taking clients, because all money ain't good money. So like I'll be quick to be like, and I like the way people book me is through online, so I don't know who booking me. You know what I'm saying? So I've had clients come to me that, you know, you have sat in my chair and I've literally told you I can't do it. Like, I'm sorry, you know, because we ain't vibing, and I understand everybody may not have like good days. Like we all have bad days. You know what I'm saying? And I know that, and I think I'm a good judge of character when it comes to stuff like that. So I know if you're not having a good day. Like I can tell, but I can tell when it's something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? When I'm just like, listen, I don't, thank you for coming, but I'm sorry, I can't. And that just, and I feel like with me, I've had conversations with this with other people in this industry. So they'll tell me like, girl, like, how you do that? Or you know, and I'm like, well, I've been doing hair forever, and I've noticed when it comes to a point where I don't want to go home, and I'm holding all this stuff on me. You know what I'm saying? So when I come home now, I'm just tired because my feet hurt. It ain't like I'm drained. Like, who them people drain me? Like, I have not felt like that in a couple of years when it came to doing hair, and and meeting, because you meeting anybody, everybody. So like I've got to the point where I'm like, okay, Bianca, you gonna have to choose, like, either, what I'm saying, either you trust it or you don't, and I trusted it. So I'm like, I don't want to bring this home. I don't want to have this on me. So
that's like good boundaries. Like you
yes,
set some
yes.
I applaud you for that. That is on my to-do list, is working on boundaries. But
yes.
I appreciate that 100%. All right, you guys, we're gonna wrap things up here shortly. But I did want to ask Bianca, how you guys can connect with her. If there's any last things that you wanted to say.
Yes, you can connect with me on social media, Facebook, Bianca Williams. You gonna have my name spelled
Yeah,
out. Okay. And or Instagram at Hair by B Wills 87, or you can contact me at the spot 478-333-3676, or to book renewedbeautiespa.com.
All right, so we're gonna close it out of the season finale with a toast. Again, we are here at Lavino Wine Bar in Warner Robins. They have graciously sponsored this whole entire season. You guys, make sure you come out here. It's a whole vibe. There's wine tasting, events, got the whole patio and backyard. Like, for real, make sure y'all get out here.
Yep.
And today we are drinking some Syrah wine from the winery of Good Hope. I love my wine, so that is why we're here. But thank you for being my final guest.
Welcome.
And thank you for being my friend. And being
thank
a
you. You're welcome. Cheers.
Bye, y'all.